Hey beautiful souls, so in this video we're going to be breaking down Marilyn Monroe's aura reading, so use your discernment with me and let me know what you pick up on down in the comments. So first, she's got this blend of magenta and rose pink. So magenta resonates with cosmic love, so this tells me that she was somebody who embraced everyone. She had love for everybody, so her being friends with like Aretha Franklin in those times and Billie Holiday and things like that, that does not surprise me. Magenta is going to resonate to the frequencies of Venus, so love, beauty, desire. She's extremely magnetic. This brings creative passion, empathy, emotional depth. The shadow side of magenta, though, is emotional overwhelm, sensitivity to rejection, and carrying others' emotions. It's crazy how reading the morphogenic field of someone and reading their aura can tell you so much about their story. So then she's got rose pink in there with her magenta. So this tells me that there was themes in her life around self-love, nurturing herself, nurturing others. She was very affectionate, very tender, compassionate, and she led from her heart-based strength, okay? But the shadow side of rose pink can be dependency, self-sacrifice, or giving more than you get back in return. So she's got gold within her aura, so this tells me when she walked this earth that she was angelically protected, divinely guided, divinely protected, and things like that. This shows divine authority. She radiated self-worth. Again, very magnetic. This is leadership through grace. People with gold in their aura, they're usually called to high places of status, power, leadership roles. I've noticed this a lot of times in celebrities who play a major cataclysmic collective role and embody iconic archetypes. The shadow side of this can bring about pride, perfectionism, or over-identification with status or external approval. And she's also got yellow in there. A little faint, but the yellow is there. This solar confidence, it relates to solar plexus themes. This is about mental clarity, creativity, the belief in herself. So this was themes around that, with believing in herself, believing in her own will, her own creative power and energy. This tells me that she was very intelligent, very curious. The shadow side of this is control, whether that's from her. Energy is fluid, so if it's not happening to you, it can be happening from you, it can be happening around you. So she faced many ego trials in her life, or dealt with egotistical people. She was an overthinker, and there could be this fear of being wrong or seen not in the light that she would want to be seen. Okay. She also has violet up towards her head area, so this tells me violet and blue. If you mix those together, that's indigo. I would say that she was an indigo child, to say the least, but the violet tells me that she was here to transmute the darkness into light and to hold the balance codes, right, of the divine feminine and divine masculine. This is about ascension. She was an alchemist. She probably was into spiritual practices and things like that. This gives you that earth angel frequency, and that she carries higher wisdom and creative channeling from otherworldly beings, and things like that. The shadow to this, though, is escapism, illusion, spiritual bypassing, or emotional detachment. So usually people with violet or indigo or blues within their aura, you know, if they're more on their shadow side, or let's say they're just more in a lower vibration, they can tend to use drugs or indulge into escapism, okay? So she also has blue. So this resonates with truth and calm communication. So when she speaks, she was very calm when she spoke. So this tells me that a balanced throat center gives peaceful presence and eloquence, which is a symbol of emotional honesty and the desire to be understood, which I feel like that resonated with her so much. She had this desire to be understood. Her throat center, I noticed her throat center and her sacral chakra and a little bit of her solar plexus. More of her sacral chakra and her throat center were two of her most powerful centers. But again, she really did have her crown and her third eye activated, and she was very much open and connecting to otherworldly beings and things like that. Okay, so with the blue being in her aura field, the shadow of this can be withdrawal, depression, isolation, and then the suppression of her true voice, which I feel like, unfortunately, that is what Marilyn Monroe went through in her life. And of course, orange comes up. This is that creative fire, emotional joy. This is about pleasure, anything to do with the sacral chakra, the emotional body, just being vulnerable and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to be playful. This is about playful self-expression. This is about renewal and confidence in visibility. The shadow to this can be burnout. I notice people with orange in their aura, they're hard workers. They're go-getters. They don't mind getting it how they live it because they like to live it. Right? Getting it how they live it. Exactly. They like to indulge. They like pleasures, so they don't mind working hard, especially if it's more on the balance side, right? But this can lead to burnout, performance pressure, or emotional impulsivity. So I hope you guys like this take. Again, use your discernment. Omni-love, absolute healing. And thank you guys until the next video. I hope you guys like these.